good morning to respected our principal, Professor Praveen Garg sir, and lots of faculty members from all the departments. So many departments, faculty members I can see. I really appreciate that you agreed to spend your time with us. And I can assure you that you will not be disappointed because we have today amongst us our gem, Dr. Abhishek Saini, who did his graduation during 2006 to 9. And then he has had his life journey only uphill after that. And he's very grateful to his alma mater, that is our college. That is the main thing. And he agreed to my invitation, which I gave 2 days ago. And in 1 second, he agreed and he was even grateful. So he is a rare person. And we heartily welcome you, Dr. Abhishek. To start the session, I humbly request our worthy, energetic, dynamic, and encouraging principal, Professor Praveen Garg sir, to say a few words of his blessings to the guest and to all of us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Archana madam. It's a great pleasure that our dynamic Archana ji is conducting such alumni programs since long, and that also continuously. In this series, Shri Abhishek ji has given his valuable time to enlighten our students, teachers regarding growth in biological sciences. And it is really great thing that nowadays our alumni are enlightening us job creations and opportunities in the private field also. Generally, I have seen last year people mostly used to encourage for government portfolios, government jobs, competitions like this. But this is a new thing that nowadays our all senior alumni are encouraging our students to come into such kind of research innovations, startups, private jobs, etc. So this theme of this talk by Abhishek ji from Premsa Industries, I should say Premsa Life Science Private Limited, is serving society with growth mindset. How innovative idea it is. थोड़ा सा ये भी हो जाए कि sustainable growth, then it will be an excellent theme or word. Although it is good, when growth is the measure of all the activities, whatsoever we do, if there is a growth, either physically or in the lifestyle. Nowadays, in this physical world or this world, growth has so many options also. Then it should be, it should not sacrifice our lifestyle. It should not be at the cost of our lifestyle and health futures, I mean to say. So this biological or natural innovations we get through our alumni who have done excellence in biosciences, either microbiology, life science, zoology, etc. Of course, will be a great help. There is no need to mention that it will not sustain. These all techniques and innovations are biological, natural, I should say, or quite related to natural ones. So with these words, I again welcome Shri Abhishek ji. He is there who has spared his valuable time for this talk, for his college. इससे ये लगता है इन्होंने कॉलेज को अभी भी अपना समझा है और 2 दिन के इनविटेशन पर ही हमें यहाँ आकर हमें अनुग्रहित किया है. इसके साथ ही हमारे अभी सभी कॉलीग्स रंजन जी दिख रहे हैं, नितिन जी, लक्षणा जी, etc. All are, I convey my gratitude to all the students, all the participants who have joined with us. Now with these again words, I again Before welcoming Abhishek ji, I will hand over to Archana ji. Archana ji, madam, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Your encouraging words mean a lot to all of us and particularly to the guest also. He is your child as well, sir. And very rightly pointed out sustainable growth. I'm sure Dr. Abhishek meant that only because I can see his life graph of sustaining growth and even enhancing growth. So thank you so much, sir, for this suggestion and betterment of the term sustainable growth. Because when we speak something, it plays in our mind and then it enters our subconscious and then we behave that way. We don't compromise. We always try to enhance ourselves. So, sir, this is how a good leadership is. And thank you, sir, for adding this. I would like to say that Abhishek is well versed in giving tips on not only academics, industry, but also entrepreneurship. I can say that because as the president of the Microbiology Society of India, Delhi unit, I had invited him on the All India platform of microbiology, and there he had told the know-how of how to set up a lab. So this is a startup and entrepreneurship step wherein instead of seeking a job, one can be a job provider and a society builder. So building the society, bettering humankind, all those steps. At that stage, the COVID lab was relevant. Now, thankfully, the COVID era is over, finally getting over. But there is always a risk of any other such incidences, God forbid. But then we should be always prepared to face anything because we have to have a mindset of never give up. Also, besides the routine biochemistry and microbiological diagnostics, like we go for blood culture, urine culture, if any of us have any infection, fever, etc. Now is the era of molecular diagnostics, where the results are very sure, 100% correct, reliable, and also we can get the result on the same day, which can't be obtained when we culture something. If we culture something, then we have to wait for 48 hours or 72 hours. And by that time, the patient can deteriorate. So the test, depending on the PCR or such things, like even the COVID detection test kit was the RT-PCR kit, similar to that. So he's a master of that also. And it gives me immense pleasure to say that he came to us as a small boy, a simple boy, and then he has emerged so big and so useful for the society. And personally, he is very, very close to my heart. What Sir said and also Ranjan ji said, that since it's an online thing, Ranjan ji said it's online, so it's a boon. He's correct. But in the end, I would say that Abhishek is that guy who would have come physically also here. And this boy, he kept his all class members very united. He used to get 4 liters of desi chach from his house. They used to make a circle in the lawn in the new building and eat their lunch there. And they used to offer us chach. Whether sometimes we had, sometimes we didn't have, but they were like all these gestures and the priority to keep their class very united is a very, very big trait which pays one very well in the subsequent life for the lifetime. So I really appreciate and I bless you, Abhishek. And now I said these things so that people know who he is as a human being. So now over to Dr. Nitin Chauhan of Microbiology Department, who will give his formal introduction in terms of his credentials. Over to you, Nitin. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Archana ma'am, for the kind words, and thank you, Principal Sir. It's my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Dr. Abhishek. Dr. Abhishek has completed his graduation in microbiology from our college in 2009. He then completed Masters in Plant Biotechnology from Terry University, followed by PhD in Biotechnology from Delhi Technological University from 2013 to 2019. Dr. Abhishek is a trained professional of various advanced scientific techniques such as flow cytometry, animal cell culture, microbial culture techniques, computational biology and bioinformatic techniques, qualitative RT-PCR tests for SARS-CoV-2, and many more. He worked as a scientist of molecular biology at Medanta, the Medicity, Gurgaon, Haryana, where he headed and managed the molecular and transplant immunology lab. He also served as lab in charge and headed and managed operations of referral and mobile labs at Spice Health Private Limited. He has trained various BTech, MTech, and MSc students in scientific techniques. Dr. Abhishek has published various research papers, review articles, and book chapters in top scientific journals of international repute. Currently, he is working as a senior application scientist at Primas Life Sciences Private Limited. And without much ado, I invite Dr. Abhishek for his talk on serving our society with growth mindset. Over to you, Dr. Abhishek.
Thank you for your kind words. First of all, I thanks our principal sir, Dr. Praveen Garg, Dr. Archana ma'am, faculty members, and students who are present here for this talk. So it feels immense pleasure when we come back to our alma mater, and it's I'm feeling as if I am there in the college itself after a decade, almost a decade. And now let me share my screen. So starting with, so today, as sir has rightly mentioned that it should be sustained. Sir, as we pass on with the progress with our discussion today, we'll see how this growth mindset itself includes sustainability in it. So first of all, our overall agenda will be that we will start with my introduction. What all Dr. Nitin has mentioned, I'll slightly move with that and mention a few of my memories during those times. That will be my journey, and we'll discuss about the growth mindset, then emotional intelligence, which is very much required nowadays, and finally we will have a small talk how each of us can become more accountable. So first of all, as Dr. Nitin has already mentioned, so during my current work profile, I primarily work for supporting the customers in North, West, and Northeast India, supporting for single cell genomics experiments and sequencing, NGS-based sequencing. So I am looking after 10x Genomics and Illumina platforms. So previously, I have worked at Spice Health Private Limited and Medanta Hospital. So there, what I learned was during that time, I learned serving human. So when we are, even if we are working there or we are an employee over there, but still if we take it as like that, we are serving humans, and serving a human is the first and the priormost thing in our society. So if we are helping someone who is not having a good health, and they at that particular moment it gives you so much energy, positive energy, that at least god made us able to help someone. So that was my turning point after my PhD when I joined Medanta Hospital. So initially, I had this thing in mind, I'm going there for a job. But during the course of that job, I learned so many things. And during those times, I had seen so many patients. And when they were recovered, after their recovery, when they come back and say thanks, that was a good moment for me, that people are coming back and thanking, that I cannot explain those feelings. So then before that, during my PhD, I was see in PhD everyone has their defined set of problem, and we get through both lows and ups and lows. So during that time, I started doing meditation, and even my topic using hematopoietic stem cells for erythroid differentiation, it had a great impact on the society. although it is still in the progress, once such products are available in the market, it will help lot of patients who are having certain disorders where routine blood transfusion is required. So this was the time when I was awarded a degree at DTU. Post that, I worked at Medanta. These were my routine works, and during that time, I was appreciated by MSI. It is Microbiologist Society of India, for being a Corona warrior. So at that time, in April 2020, when Corona struck us very badly, so there was a instant requirement of a lab setup. So I volunteered myself that I'll be there to set up this lab, and that was my first lab where we started Corona testing at Medanta. From there, I moved on to Spice Health. And in Spice Health, what happened, since I was at Medanta, so I had this feeling in that we are able to capture only few patients and provide them reports on time, whereas a majority of our population was living or was not getting this facility. So when I joined Spice Health, I joined with this notion in mind that since Spice Health is getting samples from government hospitals, so somewhere I will be helping out those people who are relying on the government hospitals for their accurate and fast reports. So during that particular time, we were processing almost 10,000 samples per day in Gurgaon Manesar facility, which you can see here in this facility. So I was one of the key member managing all these things there. Then looking on my growth over there, my seniors, they send me to various places across India for setting up mobile labs, so that this testing facility can be made available to people across India. So this is when again it came into my mind that first of all, I was serving people, serving humans in a private sector where they were charging, hospital was charging. But now, when we were in a place where we are not charging anyone, so this time I was feeling more go- good on my part that at least we are helping people and letting them know who is positive or negative, and so that they were able to get proper treatment based on these test reports. So that's why this role was very important over there. Then this was the token of appreciation from MSI in uh, by High Media. So this is the time which we cannot forget. So this is the time with our seniors during their farewell party, and these are our freshers during their freshers party. And this is the lawn that Archana ma'am talked about. Here we used to sit and not just enjoy, but we used to have certain group discussions. Let's say if we had a molecular biology class on that particular day, so before that class we used to sit down over there and discuss among ourselves what topic will be discussed by our teachers and what we learned yesterday. So in a playful manner we used to teach each other, and most of the time our seniors also jumped there into those discussions, and during those discussions they used to ask us questions. So from there we learned so many things. From class we learned many things. Our teachers shaped us into a certain good citizen and good researchers. But again, when we discuss things among ourselves, so then we get a different point altogether. So that is very much required. So when I say unity, so it's not unity, it's bonding that help us in learning with each other. There is one shlok in Sanskrit where it says that one fourth we learn from our teachers, one fourth we learn from our parents and surroundings and friends, one fourth we learn ourselves, and one fourth with the time. So anything which we are learning, it takes certain time. So before time, we cannot learn things. So that ways. So during my stay at Shraddhanand College, so I'll tell you one instance that just after my 12th class, I was applying for MBBS as usual. So that is the first priority because we had that limited knowledge. So, but when I had, got to know that there is a microbiology subject in Swami Shraddhanand College, and somehow I was unable to make for the seat in MBBS. So then I was like, okay, let's take a chance. I'll join this course. But on the very first day, I met Dr. Archana ma'am. At that particular time, along with me, there were two more candidates. So there were in total three of us were there. Me, Sachin, Pradeep. So and one more guy, Puneet, I guess. Yes. So at that time, ma'am taught us few things, and that was not class. That was a counseling session, and in that counseling session, that changed my life. From there itself, I said, now I'm not prepare going for MBBS. I'll stay to basic sciences, and I'll grow and develop a career in this. And my parents were like, what happened? Yesterday you were like, "Ki, I will give him a second attempt," but now all of a sudden you are saying that you are liking the college. There is something fishy in this. But somehow I managed and persuaded my family and everyone that I'll stay with this course only, and will proceed have a future in this itself. So from here, my life journey started. I learned so many things, like few small things I would mention here is that antibiotic resistant bacteria. So most of us, everyone can relate that whenever we feel some like any illness or sickness, some of us directly or without or unwillingly, without consulting doctors, we simply pop up pills. Let's say paracetamol, or few of us would take antibiotics. But those antibiotics have severe effect on the microflora of our body. So that I learned during my graduation days, and then I kept on reading and implementing those things. And it has been over 8 years. I have not taken any antibiotics myself. And every time I meet people, I encourage them not to take antibiotics without any prescription. So such even when we have small meetings in our society, in our villages, so there every time I tend to explain this thing to people, that we should stop using excessive use of antibiotics. So these small things make a great impact on our society, because once we have excessive use of antibiotics, and all of a sudden we may have certain pathogens that are having a resistance to those antibiotics. Just like if we say, it's not related, but in the COVID era, we were not having any medicine for that. Patients were being treated for the symptoms. So in case this was the uh, viral breakout. But in case small bacteria, those pathogens like E. coli, if they tend to develop those resistance to antibiotics, then it will be very difficult scenario for us to cure. So that is why these small things are very crucial so that our society should be aware of these things. So when we talk about growth mindset, so growth mindset by definition means that people believe that their most basic ability can develop through dedication and hard work, and brain and talent are just the starting points. So here in this pictorial representation, you can see there are two kind of mindsets. One is growth mindset, another is fixed mindset. So, with a person having growth mindset, say sees an opportunity in failure, and they believe that challenges help them to grow, and they would like to try new things. So the topic is like this, that we want, every one of us want to be having a growth mindset rather than fixed mindset. A fixed mindset person would say that if what happen if I fail, and they will limit their abilities, or when they get fed up, they give up things. Okay, leave it, I am not doing it. But certain times what happens, when we had done 80% of work on particular thing, and we are just 20% left, at that particular point, if we give up, then our 80% of energy has been already wasted. And in case next time if we start, we have to again start from scratch. So, staying there with a consistency can help us a lot. So, small initiatives. I'm not saying that things will change within a day. So, if we see about our college, so when I joined our college, there were we were studying in a old building, and that was pride in itself that we were having such a lush green, uh, a quiet place to learn things. And then there were certain other things, the snake issue, were incidents that ma'am has told. So uh, gradually the department shifted to the newer building. So still there was an acceptance from the teachers and the students that we are moving on to a new building, and there we have a scope of developing or setting up the lab in the way that they wanted, and the way it will be more helpful to the students. So this is how, and even I have seen a few. In 2019, I visited college once for some work. So I have seen the change that a college has gone through. Now our college has maintained a good reputation among the students. People are coming here with the hope that we will go and take admission in the first cutoff. So it's not yeah, for some people this might be a place for securing their political seat in DSU election, but more people are coming for education, and they are developing themselves into good researchers, good administrators, good other chartered accountants. And so people are doing wonders. And even when I see people from life sciences, zoology, they are also doing very good. So because they see our college itself sees opportunity in everything. So our teachers shaped us in a certain way. We were taught that even if you want to become a cobbler, so become the best one. So there is no shame in doing a small job or any other thing, but you should be doing it very perfection, and so that you can set an example for others. So now in this point, we will discuss about emotional intelligence. So what is emotional intelligence? It is the ability to perceive, understand, and regulate emotion in oneself and others. So for this, self-awareness is very much important. If I am not aware that by doing a certain act, it may uh, someone may feel bad. So I should be aware that by doing so, I should not hurt anyone, or I should not make someone to lose anything. So then comes the empathy. Empathy is like if we perceive that what other person is going through, then only we can help with them. Let's say if a patient is coming and a nurse is there and say, "Baba, आप इधर बैठ जाओ, आपका नंबर आएगा." So she is just doing her duty. But if she have empathy, then she would see, "Oh, are you comfortable? Do you want a wheelchair? Come, next doctor will see you." So these small things make very much difference, the way that old person would see in the behavior of that particular nurse. And the motivation comes from within, at certain times, and some people get motivated through their colleagues or through their teachers. And then comes self regulation. So self regulation is like, okay, sometimes I may feel, why I am doing so, this is none of my business. I should go and watch a movie rather than helping others. But then I need to regulate myself, that what is my purpose, what I have taken from the society, and what I am giving back to society. So every time when I see that people are helping me, so it doesn't mean that it has to be a give and take. It should be our regulation. We with n number of people, it can be different. And the next comes the social skills. So those social skills are developed within time, and with that time we see that people see rest of the people like themselves only, and tend to help each other. And coming to next topic, that becoming an accountable. So most of us are responsible, but true professionals are accountable. Like our principal sir mentioned that nowadays people are moving towards private sector and not focusing on government thing. So since there was a catch that people used to uh, go people were attracted towards government job due to certain perks associated with them. But now, uh, having said that people are moving towards the private sector, it is just because they are equally paid, and that is one of the motivation. Then people are becoming more accountable, because in private sector also I have seen people have a clear expectation that what will be their goal, what will be their role, and they know their own capabilities. Okay, if this job requires programming and C command, so if that person know that hey, he is capable of doing such job, he know, and clear measurement should be there. So he know that how to measure his overall goals, and his how he will be like being getting measuring overall work done by him so far during that particular quarter or annual. And then clear feedback, yeah, which is very important. Even in the classes, teachers ask for feedback from student. So everywhere a feedback is very much required. So once we have a clear feedback, a clear feedback, or a certain times when we say criticism, it should not be only in negative way. A healthy criticism help people to grow more, and clear consequences. So if I know, by if I do not do a particular job, what will be the consequences? Let's say being in a hospital, working as a lab personnel, where our report, if I delay a report, its consequences will be that the surgery will be postponed. So that ways we should plan our things and become more accountable. So again, taking example of a lab, if we are three people working in that particular lab, so if I am responsible, I will I will take up the task myself and do everything and provide the report on time. But I know there are three people, so if I get the work done within the time frame, utilizing those people, then I am accountable, because I had not done that particular work myself, but I got it done on time. So these are the things that I wanted to share with us. And today is World Kindness Day, and yesterday itself, during my current place, I got appreciated as a kindmate for selflessly helping out my colleagues in their time of need. And now, if you have got questions, I am ready for questions. And I will like to close with a quote from Mahatma Gandhi, that best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. And I would acknowledge people who have helped me into becoming a such good citizen. Professor A. Deshmukh, he is President of Microbiology Society India, Dr. Archana Ma'am, Dr. Sadia Khan, Dr. Asim Kumar Tiwari, Dr. Sanjay Gawana, Dr. Aditya Arya, Dr. Vimal Kishore, my friends, family, and my kids. So they all helped me in developing into a good citizen.
Thank you. Yeah. Let's all unmute and clap for him. He also got an award, and also we appreciate his. Very nice, Abhishek. It was short and crisp. You highlighted certain points, and very importantly, you guided people about the emotional intelligence, accountability, being a good human, and eventually, if we really want to have the peace of mind, PEACE, not the other one, Shanti. If we want to have that, we have to deserve it. And these are the sure routes by which we deserve. And it's so, so heartwarming that at your young age, you have all the clarity that you know, you follow, and you can tell on such a public platform. Congratulations, and wishing you more power. Now, I will not take more time because I want other faculty members and students to interact with you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Very nicely presented. May I personally request Dr. Ranjan to say something, because I know he must be having some views. He's a person of very strong and correct views.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Abhishek ji, it was really wonderful. The best part of the presentation was that you connected things. You very properly took up the suggestion that was given by Principal Sir, and you coordinated it so well, and you showed that the memories are still there in heart, related to the institution in which you have studied, and you are carrying it forward. The things that you have shown, it shows the achievements, it shows the dedication, and it shows the qualities that our students have. And I must congratulate you for the success that you have achieved. And this is really very important time when the real microbiologist will work during the pandemic situation. You were discussing about pathogens. We also discussed a lot in between, and things got cleared also, that how exactly it works, how microorganism overpower human capability, and somewhere we try to fight it out and all. May I ask you something related to this particular thing? Being from a humanities background, we generally, what to say, blame game things after a certain condition. Like in this situation, when there is discussion about organisms and all, and we have learned that our body has a capability to somewhere overpower organisms that can hamper us. No, now we generally blame it on administration, that because of not having the proper medical facility and all, because of not having a proper mechanism to resolve things. It happened during plague time, it happened during pox time, and it is happening in this pandemic situation too. Uh, is it right to blame administration, or there is something which needs to be improvised in between so that we have the capability of overpowering, or what to say, not letting the organisms which can hamper us uh, regularly to be done? That is the better solution for this, because keeping distance, keeping margin, keeping mask, wearing mask and all, these are the temporary solutions for that. But is there something which can be done from the medicine point of view which will not let the situation to re-emerge again?
So first of all, it is not just that it's nature, right? And we have destroyed nature very badly. Everyone will agree on that. Second thing, when every time we see that we want our fundamental rights through administration, but very few of us will be there ready to do their fundamental duties. So there is a check and balance between administration and the citizens. So have you seen certain other countries like Hong Kong, Singapore? They were able to manage things very quickly because their citizens were responding, not reacting. So they responded well to this situation. And since it is evolution, and virus is also getting evolved with time, so it will have few set of mutation, and it will follow the survival of fittest, right? So, and you correctly mentioned that our body has our own immune system which can fight against with a certain thing pathogens. And here I would like to mention one more thing. I had a discussion with one of my doctor. So he said, I asked that if certain times people get infected with some viral infection. I'm not naming any virus. Certain viral infection due to during seasonal flus and all. So at that particular time, doctor also mentioned that these antibiotics are for bacteria, meant for bacteria, not viruses. And if we take antibiotics, it one person will be cured in let's say time of 13 to 14 days. And if he does not take antibiotics, he will get cured into 7 to 10 days. Now see the difference. So first step, we have to follow whatever the rules and regulation administration is uh, has laid down. Second thing, few of the things that our parents have taught us, that with the help of Ayurveda, we see many of our cures are in our kitchen only. So we do not have to go out for each and everything. So you remember that nowadays again a voice is being raised for these pollution and other stuff. And last year, since human activity was restricted, so we didn't see any such spike in pollution. So it's not just one thing. There are multiple facets. So we have to regulate things accordingly and see the charity begins at home. So if we start doing our part and we motivate at least one people, just like Salman Khan in that particular movie, he said, "Na, say thank you to instead of saying thank you, help someone." So similarly, we also can start a chain. Let's say even only the alumni of Shraddhanand College starts motivating people for being a good citizen and doing their fundamental duties. That itself will enable us to become a good, overall good nation where we can beat other countries. So it's not just that medical field. In the medical field, there has been good development. Like the vaccination was available within a record time. So it has never been in history. You must have also gone through the publications and through the news clippings that most of the vaccine development stages, they take more than 10 years, but this time it was very fast paced. and it is effective. We have seen people who got 2 doses of vaccination for corona. They had very less or very few symptoms. Even I myself got vaccinated in month of February, and I got positive in month of April, but I didn't had any severe symptoms. So that way, science is helping a lot. So vaccine development, it's not like we can say that every time we have a magic pill for everything. It's we have to have maintain certain lifestyle changes like mask and other things. If you see the Western world, whenever people used to come to travel in India, they would never share a bottle of water. If someone is offering a water bottle, so they say this is mine, right? But we have a tendency to share water bottle. We have a tendency to travel in a full packed metro train or bus, right? So these are the small things. I know that there are certain problems. It's a vicious cycle. The overpopulation, illiteracy, unawareness of certain things. So it is not one day job. Government is working very hard to get rid of these problems, but we as a citizen of our country, we also have to step forward and do our part. So medically, it has been there, and many of our things have been developed. If you see a small thing, a sanitizer, before the COVID era, there were very few people who were using sanitizers, whereas it was already available in the market. Dettol and Lifebuoy, these sanitizers were already in the market, but there were very few takers. But when people had this fear, okay, if we do not sanitize our hand, we might get infected. So then they started using it. So it's everything is connected, sir.
थैंक यू अभिषेक. मतलब और कुछ नहीं तो कम से कम a better lifestyle तो जरूर सिखा दिया इस pandemic में. It has taught
Yes,
us how to live
yes, sir.
in
Yes, sir.
hygienic condition.
Yes.
Thank you for the answer, Abhishek. It was a wonderful presentation. I appreciate whatever you added and the manner you arranged everything. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Lakshna,
Thank you,
ma'am.
Dr. Ranjan. Dr. Lakshna has raised her hand. Welcome, Dr. Lakshna.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone.
Namaskar, ma'am.
Dr. Abhishek, we have always heard from Archana ma'am about you, and it's really very nice to like hear you at this front. And I think you have shown a very good path, not only that how to become a good human being, but also it is going to help all of us to contact you whenever it is needed, so that we can ask our students.
Definitely.
As a great alumni, it's going to be very helpful for all the
Yes, ma'am.
students of microbiology and other students too. Thank you so much for being here, Dr. Abhishek. Thank you, Archana ma'am and Dr. Nitin.
Thank you.
Thank
ma'am.
you. She's a faculty
you.
at Department of
Yes, ma'am.
Microbiology only.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
She
ma'am.
has joined after you left.
Yes, ma'am. I have interacted with her a few times.
Yeah. Thank you,
Yeah.
Dr.
I
Lakshna.
also
Yeah, Nitin.
I
Yes,
also
go.
wanted to ask a question with Dr. Abhishek. It was wonderful session, Dr. Abhishek. Well, I have a small question. You know, in life, it's a very general question. Every day is a new day, and we face different situations, and our mood sometimes goes up, and sometimes we feel very low. So, how to maintain a regular, uplifted, motivational level every day, any day? So, yeah.
So it is very simple, but difficult to implement. It is like when we talked about the accountability. So if we know the consequences, so let's say I have a particular goal in my mind that I will be helping out one person in their maintaining their health, and then I write it down and mention one more thing: consequences. If I do not do this act, what will be the consequences? And whenever you feel low, simplest exercise is just to close your eyes, take a deep long breath, and think about the consequence. You will automatically get a spark from inside that I am again going back, because it is very difficult to persuade people. I know, even in my family, I will take a personal example. My father had a very sedentary lifestyle, although he's a farmer and he works continuously for 16 hours at a stretch. But again, there were certain health issues that were bothering him. So I took this thing that I myself will not eat certain things which are not good for him. So that ways I tried. So similarly, we can implement things in other thing as well. So let's say if I had seen one of my cousin. So yeah, his daughter, she was insisting that she want to eat ice cream, whereas due to some dental cavity, she was not supposed to eat. So he himself didn't eat ice cream, so just to make her understand that it is not good for her. So these certain small things, and again, that's the best example from Mahatma Gandhi ji. He, when a lady went to him asking that her son, he eats a lot of sweets. So he said that bring her after 1 week. So after 1 week, when she goes, he said, "Beta, do not eat sweets." So she said, Gandhiji, Mahatma ji, you should have said this last week itself. So he told that last week तक मैं खुद में sweets खाता था. How would I have said this? So and again, meditation is nothing but keeping yourself in a calm, composed way that no thought is bothering you. So there are n number of preachers who say that we will teach you meditation, but I don't think we should go and take help from certain things. Although if someone is going there, that's good enough. But if you want to do it yourself, uh, in starting it will be difficult. But just sit down and close your eyes, sit in a silent room, and then there will be thoughts that will be coming in. So calmly ignore those thoughts, and then you will see initially you will be able to maintain it for 1 minute, 2 minutes, and for 10-15 minutes. And post that session, after that session, you will yourself feel that whatever thing was bothering you and making you low with that particular thought. So those things have just left your body, and now you are more energetic to proceed with your goal.
Wow,
Thank you.
wonderful,
Wonderful.
wonderful. Thank you,
So
Dr.
at
Abhishek.
in his 30s, he has the wisdom of the 60s. So it's a
Really,
great thing, because by the time people realize it's time for, it's a sunset of their life. But he has realized just after sunrise of his life. So he will be
beautiful.
benefited for the lifetime, and all of us who are his near and dear ones and who are in contact with him besides his family are also benefiting. It's very profound. I believe in these things, I practice these things, but still I caught a few new words today. I learned it from you. So great to see this. I also
Thank
vouch for this, that how I remain positive, hopeful, optimistic 24/7 all my life. Despite the hardship, despite the challenges make the life interesting.
Yes.
So many works to do. So we have every morning, we have some goals. That's what we look for. We don't want that all work is done and we are dull and weary. So I agree that you do something good for others. Say something good to others. It will brush off on you. And you are achieving two good things. Doing goodness, other persons whose life is becoming better because of us, actually because of Almighty, who has chosen us as the medium for the gain to others. At the same time, we get the bonus, the spillover. So very good, very nicely said. And the mark of good leader is not who dictates, but who demonstrates.
Yes, ma'am.
I always find that everybody in my family, among my in-laws also, and my students, everybody with whom I am transacting, any small or big thing, they listen to me. Because practice before you preach.
Exactly.
I have a video channel. I speak so many things, but deliberately, I have not spoken on the brevity, because if I can't follow it, then I must not say it. First, I will accomplish it, and only then I will say it. So very, very correctly, we are relating and connecting to you very nicely, Abhishek. There's a question in the chat box by Shivangi. She says, she's a microbiology student. She says it's such a wonderful and impactful session by you, sir. Blessed to have such seniors. Question is, as we talk about antibiotic resistance, we as science students, specifically microbiology and biotechnology, we are aware about it. How do you think it can be conveyed to the society, as our parents don't easily listen to us and doctors keep prescribing antibiotics very often?
So Shivangi, I have also gone through this phase, and during that particular time, there was a time that I myself set an example that I won't be eating any antibiotics. So it was a simple flu, and what happens? It was way back in 2014. So everyone knows that if one person get infected, so it spreads among the family. So that particular time, I demonstrated that I will not be taking any antibiotics, and I will get better before you who all are taking antibiotics. That was the small thing. But again, if we want to spread this word in the society, we should take help of doctors. And before them taking your parents or someone who is not well to doctor, go and discuss these things with doctor, that we want to try the holistic way and do not recommend antibiotics until and unless it is required. So most of the doctors, what they do is, they, without getting the reports, blood culture reports, they won't advise any antibiotics. Few of them who for their, just for the sake of their practice, so that they will get the same patient back, they may prescribe some broad range antibiotics. So I would suggest you should stop going to such doctors. And it happens that there are so many doctors. If you see in Medanta also, when I was there is a certain policy for antibiotics. Patients are not given antibiotics straight away. So more or less people are adopting this, and there are many doctors who welcome this thing for not prescribing antibiotics very often. So best thing would be seeking help from the doctor, because I agree, being a younger member of family, parents will have more faith on the doctors rather than us. So we should take help from them. And there are certain videos on YouTube which you can watch and make your parents or certain your relatives watch, share those things, and tell them about the impact of this antibiotic. Because every one of you know the microbiota of our gut microbiota. So it is helping us, right? So in case when we take antibiotics, that gut microbiota is flushed out, and there are certain other complications that may arise due to those antibiotics. So there are certain examples which you can give to them. So first would be take help from the doctors. Second, take certain resources. And third, you can again mention my name. And if you want, I will be there to help. Hope that answers your question.
Correct. I want to add here that some teachers and students, and also ex-students of microbiology department, Swami Shraddhanand College, we have come together and we have been building up a campaign against AMR with
Yes,
some
ma'am.
experts. And then it will be out on 17th, because it will be the World Antibiotic Resistance Day. And I would like to share the details with Dr. Abhishek, and also enhance
Definitely,
our
ma'am.
group also. And because he's an asset in this, he's right that, and if you explain to your parents and family that antibiotics, if taken unnecessarily, they can be more harmful than beneficial in the long run, because we have to be futuristic. We have to secure our future. It's not only the moment. We should live in the moment, but we should not try to prevent the damage to our future, our body in future. So those things, and then mention his name, he said correctly. So over to Nitin to take probably the last question by
Yes,
Richa
ma'am.
Chandra. Yes.
Yeah, sir. Yeah. Thank you for answering the question of Shivangi. The next question is by Richa Chandra. She is praising you for the wonderful and a beautiful session.
Thank
And
you.
her question is, sir, how do you suggest to keep ourselves positive and active enough to be involved in our work related to science and even serve our society in a positive way? I'll repeat the question. So, how do you suggest to keep ourselves positive and active enough to be involved in our work related to science and even serve society in a positive way?
So Richa, right? Richa has asked this
Yeah,
question.
Richa.
So first of all, the answer is almost similar to what Dr. Nathan has asked. Second, uh, uh, if you have goal can be anything. It can be your work related goal, or it can be any other related to your family or friends. And that positive way, it again comes from within. So if you feel low, just sit quietly, talk to someone. See, nowadays the major problem is with the technology is that we are more uh, we have a tendency to tilt towards the virtual world. We rely on the virtual world rather than talking to parents. So with parents, it is nowadays monologue, whereas in past it was used to be a dialogue, and dialogue means that equal participation from both ends. So if let's say there is a person who wants to make their parents aware about their phase through which phase they are going through, and what is their priorities. So every parents will are there to understand their children's requirement. So the here the your mode should be that you should be very clear and honest for your work. Then only you will be getting a positive energy. Second, while serving a society, it doesn't mean that you have to set up a langar every day. There can be small act of kindness, like while going to school, if you see someone wants to cross road, or if someone those small things. And you should have a clear focus and have a set timetable that for these many hours you will be working or preparing for your exams. So this way, if you have again defined, or what you can do is you can set up your goals very smartly, that you prioritize your work. Let's say your work related to science is your priority, so keep it on the topmost priority. Then comes your other stuff. But at times during our college time, we may not find time to serve our society. I agree on that. But let's say if you are paying a visit to or volunteering for some work, let's say nowadays uh, Aam Aadmi Party has asked people to volunteer for this civil defense volunteer, who were
Mentoring.
helping
Mentoring.
even mentoring. Before that, there was this civil defense volunteer. So people were standing on red lights that please switch off your engine when red light is on. Now, then the second campaign is mentoring the students. So it will take hardly 10-15 minutes on over a Zoom meeting. So this way, if you are setting an example to certain younger students, then again you are helping your society. So there can be different way. For me, it can be different way for serving society. For you, it can be different. So just you have to find out your way of serving the society. So that is what I think. And sorry for such a long answer. Thank you.
You explained it very well. I would like to add, कुछ पाना है तो कुछ दो. हमेशा ये
Exactly.
काम करता है, हमेशा ये काम करता है. और जब
Yes,
हम
ma'am.
सोचेंगे कि हमारा ही नहीं निपट रहा, कैसे दें, तो ना मिलेगा ना दे पाएंगे. और देते हैं तो मिलता है. ये 100% guaranteed formula है.
Correct, correct.
Yes. एक दो और questions हैं, and they will be the last two questions.
Okay, sir, the next question is by Ankesh. Sir, there are so many options for opting different options in or after MSc. So how do you suggest to build our career options in the field of food if we want to go for something like a food inspector?
Okay, so basically, Anikesh, for foods inspector, there, Ankesh. So there are certain exams that you have to qualify from FSSAI. Then there are certain colleges who are offering masters in food technology. So where you will get a better picture of what a food inspector does. And if you want, I guess it's only the graduation that is required for a food inspector. But again, if it is in food technology, that it will be helpful. So there is one institute, NIFTM, in Sonipat, which offers certain courses in food technology. You should visit the website of these institutes, and then I guess for food technology, even ICAR is providing certain courses, and that you just explore the question websites, and from there you can find out. And do not stick to just one thing, food inspector. During your further education, you might see that your inclination towards certain other things. Right now, today it is food inspector, tomorrow it may be certain other thing. But so first and foremost thing will be that you find out what is your interest. So if that is the first thing. Or at certain times, what happens when we work on particular thing, we start developing interest into that also. So do not stick to one thing, or just narrow your scope. Be open. While let's say if you have a goal, so always have a plan B and plan C. So it's not that you get demotivated just because your plan A didn't work. So this would be the approach, I guess, for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Nitin, last question.
Yeah, sir, the last question is by Shivangi Mishra. So how do you manage to keep a good work-life balance amidst doing such great things? How do you manage to keep a good work-life balance amidst doing such great things?
Again, I told, like Dr. Nitin, I told that when you keep calm and focused, all things go sail smoothly, and you get time to do things. There is a saying that you find time to do what you love to do. So I guess this is itself self-explanatory. And if you wish further a detailed answer, you can connect me personally anytime.
Thank you, Dr. Abhishek. Wonderful answer.
If you really believe that you can do it, then you find ways to do it.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
काफी दिनों से समझा रहे हैं इनको, लेकिन शायद तुमसे ही समझ में आना था, मुझसे नहीं. But I'm happier that if they, because होता है ना seniors के साथ एक अलग faith होता है, and एक उनमें faith होता है इस तरह से ना, तो वो अलग, because you're not so much available to them as much as we are. So
Yes, ma'am.
I'm very happy because you have made time to be here. So it's very good that if the children are asking you, and I hope they get the betterment.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So is there anybody else, or can we close the session? किसी को कुछ कहना है, पूछना है?
Ma'am, Vaibhav has raised his hand.
जल्दी करो. Why are you not so quick, Vaibhav? Go on. Fast.
Good morning, sir. First of all, thank you so much, sir, for joining us today and delivering such a wonderful talk. And really, it was very inspiring for us. And I just wanted to ask that recently we have seen that people are realizing that mental health is important too. So staying positive is one thing, but being there for someone else is also one thing. So
Exactly.
how do we do it? How do we manage this? कि खुद भी हम cheerful रहें and दूसरों को भी positively motivate कर सकें. So that was the question.
Yeah, so this is what you learn from emotional intelligence. So you will be able to help someone only if you are emotionally connected with them. True. So let's say if you have your parents and your relatives, so and some stranger, but while helping, so you will be more emotionally inclined towards your parents, obviously, right? So that ways you have to set an criteria. Once you set that, make that like a surrounding in your surrounding. If you make a shell, you have to break that shell, and that you will be emotionally attached to your parents only. So once you break that shell, now you can connect with each and everyone. So let's say it can be as small as thing that if you see someone met with an accident and you were there to help them for just to take accompany them to the hospital. So these small act of kindness can make you a good sir, or even will help you feel more happy. So for few people, serving seeds to birds, or serving a few chapatis to the stray dogs. So these are the small things. If you start doing it, within you develop certain habit, and then you will start helping others. I would like to. I don't. I have seen people. They deflect from their goals. So if you are able to help them at that particular time, you will yourself will get a motivation that you are helping someone, and along with that you are developing yourself also. So it's not that by helping you are helping others, you are helping yourself also. So be
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Abhishek, for listening and answering all the questions so patiently and so nicely. Thank you, Dr. Abhishek.
एक चीज सॉरी
Yes.
एक ही सेंटेंस बोलना है मुझे, जो अभिषेक ने बोला वो क्रिस्टलाइज करने के लिए, कि हर धर्म में सेवा का महत्व है, दान का महत्व है. जीवन में सबको पर्सनली आगे बढ़ना होता है, लेकिन जितना एक कंपोनेंट, बट अगेन बैलेंस में होना चाहिए. ये नहीं कि जॉब छोड़ के ही इसमें लग गए या पढ़ाई छोड़ के लग गए तो फिर वो प्रोडक्टिव उतना नहीं हो पाएगा. लेकिन एक स्टेज के बाद पोस्ट रिटायरमेंट ये करना चाहिए. And I have plans, but my retirement is very far अभी तो. Still, we should have that, because जो करना चाहती हूँ मैं उसका कुछ फ्रैक्शन कर पाती हूँ, because we are duty bound. एक स्टेज पर करना चाहिए. तो जो सेवा और दान हर एक धर्म में क्यों है? Actually, we Indians are very fortunate if we look at it. हमारे यहाँ इतने धर्म हैं और एक से बढ़कर एक सबकी सीख है. तो ये आप करोगे ना तो आप कभी भी कंफ्यूज, लॉस्ट और नेगेटिव नहीं फील कर सकते. इस तरह का कोई भी कॉज उठा लो तो ये जो चीज है, और इसका परफेक्ट एग्जांपल है अभिषेक. और काम में कम नहीं है, काम में कम नहीं है, किसी भी ड्यूटी में लैकिंग नहीं है, ना घर में, ना परिवार में, ना हम लोगों के साथ, ना जॉब पर, किसी भी में लैकिंग नहीं है. But he multitasks wherever it should be done. Like he drives long distances. He has been driving since the time in BSc. He used to come to college by car, and he used to take his friends for enjoying after the classes, and they used to return home by night. So he had the best of everything. He demonstrated that. So while on long drives, with the help of hands-free or speakerphone or Bluetooth, he has always remained connected. So the social rapport and with whomever he wants to connect, he doesn't spend time from his family time or from his office time, but he does it, of course, in a safe way. On a two-wheeler, it's not desirable, or having the phone like that is not desirable while driving, because how will you change the gears? Okay, so all those things. So dua or seva, dua, dan, seva, well, meaning well for people, blessing people, appreciating people, empathetic attitude, और being accountable. जो हमें काम दिया गया है, अगर वो नहीं करके स्मार्ट फील करते हैं, पकड़े नहीं जाते, वो आगे चल के ये चीज फायदा नहीं करती, किसी और को नुकसान नहीं करती, सिर्फ हमें नुकसान करती है. सो वी शुड ओवर डिलीवर द गुड्स. हम ये सब एक्टिविटी कर रहे हैं, इसके लिए हमें कुछ मिल थोड़ी रहा है, मतलब वैसे नहीं मिल रहा, वैसे बहुत कुछ मिल रहा है, मॉनेटरी टर्म्स में कुछ नहीं मिल रहा, बट वी आर हैप्पी टू स्पेंड आवर टाइम. किसी एक को भी बेनिफिट इसमें से हो जाए तो हम, हमारा ऑर्गेनाइजर्स का, अलुमनस कमेटी का और स्पीकर का पूरा टाइम वसूल हो जाए. सब अपने हैं. Thank you so much, Abhishek, for being with us.
Thank you, ma'am.
And
Thank
I
you.
would request you to be with me for my lifetime.
Definitely, ma'am.
You're a gem and an asset. Thank you. Thank you.
you.
Over to
Thank you,
Nitin.
everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. So, for the official vote of thanks, I'm so very grateful to our speaker of the day, Dr. Abhishek, for encouraging and motivating our students. You are really serving the society, the nation, with the positive growth mindset. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and providing us with so much of your time and energy. I'm also thankful to our ever motivating principal, Sir, Professor Praveen Garg, sir, for all the inspiration and support for conducting alumni sessions. I'm so very grateful to the convener, Dr. Archana ma'am, for putting together this wonderful ongoing series of alumni sessions. And these sessions, they are giving confidence and encouraging students to choose the right path for their career. Thank you so much, Archana ma'am. Special thanks to the President of Alumni Association, Dr. T.V. Bhadwaj sir, for supporting the committee and its members. I'm also grateful to the co-convener, Dr. Namrita ma'am, and other committee members, Dr. Preeti ma'am, Manish sir, Ranjan sir, and Akanksha, for helping executing the alumni sessions so wonderfully. Finally, many thanks to dear participants. Thank you for joining us today. Well, before closing the session for the group photograph, if it is possible, kindly switch on your camera with a wonderful smile so I can take a beautiful picture. So kindly switch on your camera. So, okay, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, one more photograph I can take. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. Ma'am, you are mute. Archana ma'am, you are mute.
Okay. Abhishek Parihar also I saw while taking photograph. He is also, we have so many Abhisheks. I can remember more than 10 Abhisheks at this moment. Abhishek Parihar, thank you for being there. Brahmjeet, these are ex-students who are willing to attend. So
It's my pleasure.
You have to be like Abhishek sir.
Yes, no, sure.
Okay.
Thank you, Abhishek.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
Ranjan. Thank you, teachers.
On behalf of
Thank you
Alumni
so
Committee, I wish you all to have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.